The internet is on fire right now, and the streets of Atlanta are buzzing with one question. Is Rasheeda really pregnant? And is Kirk Frost losing his mind over it? It's the scandal that's tearing through every gossip blog, every fan page, every corner of the reality TV world. Reports are flooding in that Rasheeda is expecting, but Kirk is not the father. You heard that right? After years of drama, cheating rumors, and reconciliation attempts, this bombshell has flipped their entire empire upside down. But that's not even the craziest. Part sources close to the couple claim that when Kirk found out, he completely snapped. We're talking screaming, shattered glass, neighbors calling security, the kind of meltdown you don't come back from. Allegedly. The confrontation between them was so explosive that footage from inside their home has already been leaked. And it's worse than anyone could have imagined. Social media is already in chaos. Some fans are saying karma finally came for Kirk. Others are crying Rasheeda wouldn't do that. And deep in the gossip trenches, anonymous insiders are whispering that the real father might be someone way too close to home. Someone Kirk trusted. Is this just another love and hip-hop storyline gone too far? Or has their picture-perfect reality completely shattered? Tonight, we're diving deep into the wildest twist in Kirk and Rasheeda's story yet. From the first rumor to the full-blown war that followed, you're about to hear every leaked message, every alleged confession, and every shocking truth the network doesn't want you to know, because this isn't just a scandal. It's a bomb that could end one of reality TV's most famous couples for good. Stay locked in, because it's about to get messy. Before the chaos, before the leaks. Before the world started screaming, Rasheeda's pregnant and Kirk's not the father. There was calm, or at least the illusion of it. Kirk and Rasheeda Frost were supposed to be past all this. They'd survived years of scandal, heartbreak, and public humiliation. They were the couple that made it through everything. From Kirk's infamous cheating scandals to Rasheeda's moments of silence and strength. Fans had watched them fall apart and rebuild, over and over again. But behind the filters and the perfectly staged Instagram smiles, insiders say the tension had been building for months, quietly, dangerously, and out of sight. It started small. Missed calls, short replies, cold dinners, and separate cars leaving the same events. Those who knew them said it wasn't just distance, it was disconnection. They weren't even arguing anymore. One insider whispered, they were just done, like two people living parallel lives. Rasheeda, the queen of calm composure, started showing cracks. Her social media posts became cryptic captions about peace, healing, and learning when to let go. Fans noticed but brushed it off. She'd posted stuff like that before, right before forgiving Kirk for something major. No one thought this time would be different. But it was. Because while Rasheeda was posting about self-love, Kirk was partying again, the late nights, the studio sessions, the business meetings that turned into early mornings. His phone, once glued to his side, was suddenly face down on tables. And Rasheeda, she wasn't checking anymore. She was done playing detective. She was quiet, too quiet. Then came the first whisper. A tiny blind item on a gossip site that said, a certain reality TV wife known for forgiving her man's infidelity may be having her own secret affair. At first, it barely made a ripple. The internet's full of fake tea. But then, fans connected the dots. Reality TV wife? Infidelity. Secret affair. They knew exactly who it was hinting at still. No one could prove anything. Until one night, Rasheeda skipped a public event she and Kirk were both scheduled to attend, something she never did. Kirk showed up alone, tight-lipped, smiling for cameras but clearly irritated. Paparazzi shouted, "Where's Rasheeda?" He brushed it off. She's home resting. But fans caught the micro-expression. The forced grin, the jaw twitch. Something was off. Then, a week later, an unverified medical record surfaced online. At first, no one believed it. It was blurry, grainy, probably fake, but the name was there in bold, unmistakable letters. Rasheeda Buckner Frost. And next to it, a single word that set social media on fire, pregnant. Fans went ballistic. Twitter threads blew up with speculation. Oh my God, she's pregnant. Wait, Kirk didn't post anything. Why would they hide it? At first, people assumed they were keeping the pregnancy private, maybe waiting for the right time to announce it. After all, celebrity couples always control their narrative. But then another post dropped, this time from a supposed insider. It's true, she's pregnant. But the DNA test came back negative. Kirk ain't the father. That one line detonated the internet. Kirk allegedly found out the same way we all did through social media. Imagine waking up, grabbing your phone, and finding out that the entire world thinks your wife is pregnant with another man's baby. Friends close to the couple say Kirk went from confusion to denial to pure fury within hours. He thought it was fake, one source said. He called everybody, Rasheeda, her assistant, even her doctor, but no one picked up. Then someone sent him the leaked report. And that's when everything inside him broke. Kirk Frost has been through public scandals before the secret baby. The cheating rumors, the fights on Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta, but this was different. This wasn't about his mistakes. This time, the finger was pointed at her. The betrayal hit harder because Rasheeda was always the one who stayed, the one who forgave, the one who smiled through humiliation and said, "We're working on it." She was the rock, the steady one. So when the story flipped and she was painted as the cheater, fans couldn't process it. "She's too loyal," one fan wrote. "There's no way she'd do Kirk like that." But others fired back, loyal to a man who embarrassed her for years. Maybe she finally snapped. The divide was instant. Team Rasheeda versus Team Kirk. While the world argued, the Frost household was collapsing behind closed doors. According to sources, Kirk came home that night pacing like a storm. He demanded answers, and Rasheeda, calm as ever, gave him nothing. Just silence. That silence, witnesses say, drove him over the edge. The fight that followed would go down in love and hip-hop history. Insiders described the scene as volatile. Shouting, broken glass, doors slamming. It wasn't just a fight, one insider said. It was years of pain coming out all at once. And when the dust settled, Rasheeda said the words that changed everything. "I'm pregnant, and you're not the father." That's when Kirk Frost, the man who'd survived every scandal, finally snapped. He stormed out, anger boiling into something uncontrollable. Cameras caught him later that night, shirt half tucked, yelling into his phone in the middle of the street. "You lied to me," he screamed, his voice raw. The footage went viral within minutes, and that's when the leaks started coming. The hotel video, the voice notes, the secret lover. But what the world didn't know yet was that this wasn't just a scandal, it was a setup. A betrayal that went deeper than marriage, because the man Rasheeda was rumored to be seeing. He wasn't just anyone, he was someone close to home. And once his name came out, this wasn't going to be just another reality TV rumor. It was going to be a war. The story didn't just explode, it erupted. Overnight, Kirk and Rasheeda's names went from trending to burning. Everyone was talking. From barbershops to Twitter spaces, from Instagram lives to gossip podcasts. This was the only story that mattered. And right in the center of it was a man who just found out that his world might be built on a lie. When the pregnancy rumors first hit, Kirk didn't believe a word. After everything they'd been through, after all the forgiveness Rasheeda had shown him, he was certain someone was trying to destroy them again. He brushed it off at first until the proof came in. The medical leak was one thing, but when the alleged DNA reports surfaced online showing his name listed as excluded under paternity, something inside Kirk snapped. He was in the middle of a meeting at his restaurant, Frost Bistro, when his phone started buzzing nonstop. At first it was texts from friends. "Bro, you good? Is it true?" Then came the screenshots. Kirk froze. He scrolled once, twice, then stared at the same line over and over. Kirk D. Frost, not the biological father. Witnesses say he went silent for a full minute before suddenly slamming his phone down so hard the table rattled. "This is bulls asterisk, asterisk, asterisk," he muttered. Rasheeda didn't even look up. "I don't know what you're talking about." That single sentence hit him like a slap. You don't know? He snapped. Don T played dumb. Rasheeda. You know exactly what I'm talking about. She sighed, tossing her phone aside. I'm not doing this with you right now, Kirk. And that's when everything broke. He lunged for her phone, grabbed it off the couch, and hurled it to the floor. It shattered into pieces. You don't have time for this, he shouted, voice echoing through the house. Who the hell's baby is it then, huh? For a second, Rasheeda didn't move. She just stared at him, eyes cold, posture unshaken. I'm pregnant. That's all you need to know. And I'm not the father. Kirk's voice cracked. Rasheeda's lips curved into something between a smirk and a sigh. Guess not. Those two words detonated inside him. Witnesses later said they could hear furniture breaking from outside the house. Kirk kicked the coffee table over, glass shattering, magazines flying. He punched the wall, leaving a hole in the drywall. You lied to me, he screamed. After everything I did for you, this is how you repay me. Rasheeda stood her ground. Everything you did for me. She shot back. You mean cheating on me on national TV? Embarrassing me in front of millions? You want to talk about betrayal? Don't start something you can't finish, Kirk. For a moment, neither of them spoke. The tension was thick, electric. Then Kirk stepped closer, eyes burning. Tell me who he is. Rasheeda turned away, grabbing her purse. I don't owe you that. The hell you don't. He grabbed her wrist. You're not walking out until you tell me. Let me go, Kirk. She yelled, trying to pull away. The struggle was short but violent. A lamp fell. A chair toppled. That's when a loud crash echoed through the house, and seconds later, the front door burst open. Security, they rushed in, pulling Kirk back as he shouted, "Hush. You better tell me the truth, Rasheeda." His voice was raw, his chest heaving, but Rasheeda just looked at him. Eyes sharp as glass. You'll find out soon enough. She turned and walked upstairs without another word, leaving him standing there, broken, furious, humiliated. But it wasn't over. Hours later, the internet broke again. A video surfaced online titled Rasheeda's Secret Hotel Confession. The shaky footage showed Rasheeda sitting in a dimly lit hotel room, her face partially hidden. I never meant for things to happen like this, she said softly. I didn't plan it. Then a man's voice off camera, does he know? Rasheeda shook her head. Not yet. He's been acting weird though. I think he suspects something. The camera shifted slightly, just enough to catch a silhouette in the background. The outline of a man leaning against the wall, his face half in shadow. Fans froze the frame, zoomed in, and then the internet exploded with theories. That's him. One fan tweeted, I swear that's his friend. Because even in the low light, people thought they recognized him. A familiar jawline. A chain that had been seen before in countless photos. Someone close to Kirk. And when Kirk saw the clip himself, his blood went cold. He replayed it again and again, each time catching another detail, the voice. The stance, the watch glinting in the dark. It couldn't be. It couldn't. But deep down, he knew. The man in that video wasn't just anyone. He was someone Kirk had trusted, someone who had been in his house, around his family, laughing at his table, his friend. Kirk's breathing turned shallow. His hands shook. He threw his phone against the dashboard, screaming into the night. No way. But it was true. That was the first twist, the moment. The scandal turned from personal to nuclear, because now it wasn't just about betrayal. It was about revenge. And the man who broke Kirk Frost's heart wasn't just the father of Rasheeda's unborn child. He was the one man Kirk never thought he'd have to fight. The world had just witnessed the ultimate betrayal, and Kirk Frost had officially lost his mind. The morning after the video leaked, Atlanta didn't wake up, erupted. Every blog, every radio show, every talk segment was blaring the same headline. Rasheeda's secret lover exposed. Kirk's reaction goes nuclear. Clips of the leaked hotel footage were everywhere. TikTok users slowed down the video frame by frame, zooming in on the man's blurry outline, comparing it to photos of every guy Rasheeda had ever been seen with. But then one image started circulating that froze the entire fan base in collective disbelief, because that chain, that voice, that laugh belonged to someone they all recognized. It was Ace, Kirk's longtime business partner and one of his closest friends. The man who had been at Kirk and Rasheeda's wedding. The man who had shared drinks with them, helped manage Kirk's ventures, and posted pictures calling them family. The betrayal was too wild to comprehend. By noon, hashtags were trending. Hashtag RASHIDA exposed. Hashtag Ace the Snake and hashtag Kirk deserves better. Fans were split down the middle. Some were calling it karma. Others were saying it was fake, staged, another PR stunt gone wrong. But those who had been following Kirk's social media noticed something chilling. His page was gone. Deleted. That was when insiders began leaking that Kirk had vanished. He'd shut off his phone, left his businesses unattended, and was reportedly on a mission. Rumors said he was driving around Atlanta looking for Ace, refusing to speak to anyone until he got face-to-face with the man who destroyed his marriage. Meanwhile, Rasheeda stayed silent. She didn't post. She didn't go live. She didn't even show up at her store, pressed ATL. Her silence spoke louder than any denial. Fans began camping outside the boutique, waiting for her to appear, but she never did. Then, that night, an insider dropped another bombshell. A second video. This one wasn't from a hotel room, it was from Kirk's own house. Security footage, supposedly from the night of their confrontation, had been anonymously sent to a gossip page. The clip showed Kirk pacing, yelling, throwing something across the living room. Rasheeda sitting calmly on the couch, saying nothing. Then, the moment that broke the internet, again Kirk collapsing into a chair, covering his face, whispering something barely audible but devastating. She was supposed to be my forever. That single line turned him from villain to victim overnight. The same man who once got dragged for cheating was suddenly being humanized. He's broken, fans wrote. He finally knows what she felt all those years. But just when the public started to take Kirk's side, a new leak dropped hand. This one flipped the story again. Screenshots of private DMIs between Rasheeda and Ace surfaced. ALLEGEDLY, showing that their affair started months before the pregnancy and that Kirk had been warned. One message from Rasheeda read, "If he keeps playing me, I'm done protecting him." And Ace replied, "You don't owe him anything. Let him drown in his own guilt." Within minutes, hashtag Let Him Drown was trending. Fans couldn't believe the tone. Some called Rasheeda cold-hearted. Others said she was reclaiming her power, and in the middle of it all, a new theory emerged. What if Rasheeda's pregnancy wasn't an accident at all? An anonymous insider told gossip site The T-Vault that Rasheeda had planned to expose Kirk after years of humiliation. She didn't cheat for fun, the source claimed. She wanted to flip the script, make him feel what she felt. But here's where it gets darker. According to leaked court documents, Kirk had already filed for legal separation weeks before the scandal went public. Fans began connecting dots, realizing this entire explosion may have been building long before anyone knew. Rasheeda's supposed pregnancy might have been the final move in a long, strategic revenge. That night, Kirk finally reappeared on Instagram Live. His eyes were red, his voice hoarse. He didn't name names, but his message was crystal clear. When somebody betrays you like that, it don't break you. It changes you. Remember that? The live ended after 2 minutes, but it was enough to send the internet into meltdown. Every blog reposted it. Fans dissected every word, every pause. And then boom, a third leak hit. A 30-second clip from what appeared to be an unreleased Love and Hip Hop confessional. In it, Rasheeda sat alone, her hands folded, her expression cold. "People think they know the truth," she said softly. "But sometimes, the truth ain't the whole story." Then, off camera, a producer's voice asked, "Is Kirk the father?" Rasheeda looked dead into the lens and said, "Ask Ace." Cut to black. The footage spread faster than wildfire. Blogs screamed that it was official confirmation. Some accused VH1 producers of leaking it for ratings. Others claimed Rasheeda had done it herself to control the narrative. Either way, the damage was done. Kirk's fans rallied hard, calling for a boycott of Rasheeda's store. Meanwhile, Rasheeda's defenders claimed she was finally free from years of emotional manipulation. The fandom war reached nuclear levels, threats, think pieces, even celebrities weighing in. Cardi B tweeted, "This Rasheeda thing, wild. Sometimes women just done being the strong ones." Lil Scrappy commented under a post, "Bro, I told y'all, this game get dirty." Even K. Michelle chimed in, dropping a cryptic story. "Don't throw stones when you built your house out of glass." But as the noise grew louder, one final leak silenced everyone. A voice recording leaked by an unknown account. It captured a phone call between Rasheeda and a woman labeled only as M. In the clip, Rasheeda's voice trembled as she said, "He wasn't supposed to find out like this. I didn't want to hurt him, but I couldn't keep lying." And then M asked the question everyone wanted answered. Is it true? Is Ace the father? After a long pause, Rasheeda whispered, "Yeah, it's him." The internet imploded. Fans flooded comment sections, demanding justice, calling out betrayal, and predicting a complete fallout on loveandhiphop.be behind all the noise. One thing became painfully clear. This wasn't just a scandal, it was the unraveling of two people who had built their empire on surviving chaos. And this time, there was no going back. Because now, Kirk didn't just lose a wife, he lost his best friend. And Rasheeda didn't just lose a marriage, she lost the one person who believed she'd never do this. The public thought they'd seen it all. But what came next would make everything before it look tame. Because while Kirk was burning with rage, Rasheeda was quietly planning something that would change the story. Again, forever. When the truth finally hit the timeline in full force, it wasn't just gossip, it was pandemonium. The entertainment world hadn't seen a meltdown like this in years. Rasheeda's name was everywhere, trending on Twitter, plastered across YouTube thumbnails, headlining every gossip show in America. Every outlet wanted a piece of the story, but what they didn't realize was that this scandal had already escaped the media's control. By the next morning, it was chaos. Fan pages were uploading proof threads. Bloggers were going live for hours, breaking down Rasheeda's every post. And even verified celebrities were sliding into the conversation. #Rasheeda pregnancy scandal hit #1 on Twitter within 2 hours, with over 5 million mentions. Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, and Neighborhood Talk dropped simultaneous posts. Confirmed Rasheeda's baby, not Kirk's. Alleged father is family friend Ace. The comment section was brutal. Rasheeda really said revenge served 9 months later. One fan wrote, "Karma finally spun the block for Kirk," said another. But not everyone was laughing. That's still wrong. You don't heal by hurting someone else. A commenter posted, earning thousands of likes. It was a war zone online. Half the internet cheering Rasheeda's globe revenge. The other half calling her a hypocrite. Meanwhile, VH1 executives were in panic mode. Insiders claimed producers were scrambling, holding emergency meetings about how to handle the fallout. They weren't supposed to be filming this season yet. One insider leaked. But now everyone's rushing to get cameras rolling. This kind of drama doesn't happen twice. And just like that, Love and Hip Hop. Atlanta went from possibly canceled to resurrected overnight. But behind the scenes, the fallout was darker than anyone knew. Brands began quietly pulling away from both of them. Rasheeda's boutique, Pressed ATL, was hit with a wave of backlash. Angry fans flooded the store's reviews with snake emojis, while others stood outside chanting #Team Kirk for TMZ cameras. The store's PR team tried to issue a statement. "We asked for privacy during this sensitive time, but it only made things worse." People didn't want privacy. They wanted blood. Meanwhile, Kirk's restaurant Frost Bistro faced its own chaos. Patrons showed up pretending to support, please, then filmed themselves ordering drinks named the DNA test and not the daddy. Within hours, clips of bartenders making those drinks went viral on TikTok, racking up millions of views. Kirk didn't find it funny. He was spotted that night sitting alone in the corner of his restaurant, hoodie up, ignoring the stares. A few fans who approached him for selfies said he looked hollow, like he hadn't slept in days. But Rasheeda, she was quiet, eerily quiet. No posts, no responses, no clapbacks, just silence. And that silence made people talk even more then. On the third day of nonstop chaos, Rasheeda finally broke it, not with a live, not with an interview, but with a single Instagram story. Black background, white text. Everything happens for a reason. That was it. No tag, no explanation. Just that line. Within minutes, it was everywhere. Blogs called it cryptic, fans called it cold, and Kirk, he reportedly threw his phone at the wall after seeing it. A reason. He yelled to a friend, according to sources. A reason for destroying everything. But the public didn't slow down. If anything, the mystery fueled them. YouTube channels dropped exposed videos titled Rasheeda's Hidden Motive Explained and the Real Timeline of Rasheeda's Secret Affair. People were uploading fake DMs, fake texts, and voice notes that sounded AI-generated, but nobody cared about facts anymore. The scandal had become bigger than the truth. Even celebrities started taking sides. Cardi B liked a tweet saying, "Women can only take so much before they flip the script." Candy Burris posted, "Marriages crumble when people stop communicating. Y'all pray for them." And Spice, who never misses a chance for drama, went live laughing, saying, "Atlanta too small? Me Cyan, believe this?" Meanwhile, the industry sharks smelled blood. Podcasts booked emergency episodes. Gossip vloggers dropped 3-4 uploads a day dissecting every possible angle. Some even speculated that the leak might have been orchestrated by VH1 itself. "Think about it," said one commentator. Season ratings were down. Now everyone's talking. Rasheeda gets attention. Kirk gets sympathy. The network wins either way. This was a theory that made too much sense. But the chaos didn't stop there. One night, TMZ dropped exclusive footage of Kirk confronting Ace in public in the parking lot of a studio in Midtown Atlanta. The video was grainy, but you could hear Kirk shouting, "You betrayed me, Brew," and Ace yelling back, "You wasn't being a husband." Before security rushed in to separate them, that clip alone got 15 million views in 24 hours. Fans dissected every second, analyzing their body language, speculating whether Kirk was about to swing or break down crying. One viral comment summed it up best. "That wasn't a fight, that was heartbreak trying not to look weak." But the most shocking reaction came from within the Love and Hip Hop cast itself. Erica Mena went live crying, saying, "I warned Rasheeda. I told her not to play this game." Carly Red posted a photo of herself sipping wine with the caption, "Tables always turn." Even Stevie J jumped in, commenting, "Man, I've been told Kirk the streets talk louder than loyalty." It felt like the entire cast was feeding off the chaos, every confession, every reaction fanning the flames higher. But the audience couldn't look away. Memes flooded. TikTok. Fan edits paired dramatic music with clips of Kirk's breakdowns. Hashtags like #PrayForKirk and #free RASHIDA alternated at the top of Twitter every few hours. People were obsessed, not because it was just scandalous, but because it was tragic. After all the years of cheating, forgiveness, and we made it through moments. The ultimate irony had arrived. Rasheeda had become the very storm she once survived. And then, the network dropped the bomb that made everything explode all over again. A teaser trailer for the next season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. The clip opened with slow, dramatic music. Rasheeda's voice whispered, "I'm not perfect, but I'm done pretending." Then Kirk's face appeared, red-eyed and furious. "You don't come back from this," he said. Slamming a door, cut to black. The title card flashed, "Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta, Redemption or Revenge." Fans lost their minds. The comments were flooded instantly. Oh my God, they filmed Rasheeda really turned her scandal into a storyline. Kirk's pain equals their paycheck. And just when it seemed the chaos might cool down, another post from Rasheeda hit her feed, one sentence that reignited everything. Every ending is a new beginning. The world was divided again. Some saw a woman reclaiming her power. Others saw a manipulator weaponizing her betrayal. But one thing was undeniable. This wasn't the end. It was the calm before a bigger storm. Because somewhere, behind the scenes, a final twist was waiting to drop. One that would make everyone question who really betrayed who. Just when everyone thought the dust had settled, when the hashtags started to fade, when the gossip shows moved on to new drama, something happened that no one saw coming. A new leak. A leak so wild, so unexpected, that it turned the entire scandal upside down again. At first, it was a quiet drop. No headline, no buildup. Just a mysterious video uploaded to a burner account titled "The Truth About Rasheeda's Pregnancy." Kirk knew within minutes. It exploded. The video opened with security footage, timestamped weeks before the pregnancy news broke. Kirk Frost, Rasheeda Frost. Their kitchen. The two sitting across from each other, voices low, body language tense. "I told you, we can't keep doing this," Kirk says in the clip, rubbing his temples. "If this comes out, it'll ruin everything." Rasheeda's voice trembles. "You think I wanted this? I didn't plan it, Kirk. You think this was part of some game?" He sighs, exhausted. "You should have told me sooner. We could have handled it privately." Pause, silence. "Handled what privately?" She whispers. Kirk looks up, face grim. "You know what I'm talking about." Then the video cuts out. No context. No explanation, but the damage was done. The internet erupted. Within hours, conspiracy theories were everywhere. Did Kirk already know she was pregnant? Was he covering it up? Had the entire scandal been a setup gone wrong? One blogger claimed the footage was taken from Kirk's own security system, hacked by someone close to him. Another said Rasheeda leaked it herself to flip the narrative. But one detail in the video shocked everyone. On the kitchen counter, beside Kirk's phone, was an open envelope stamped "Confidential Paternity Testing Lab." So wait, if Kirk had that envelope before the story broke, that meant he knew. The timeline didn't add up anymore. Suddenly, Kirk wasn't the betrayed husband. He was a man who might have been hiding the truth the entire time. Every podcast, every Twitter space, every YouTube commentary show was in meltdown mode. The theories got darker, stranger, more twisted by the minute. One viral theory claimed the entire drama was orchestrated as a PR stunt for the new season of Love and Hip Hop. But then came another theory, the one that really broke the internet. A supposed insider released text messages between Kirk and Ace, the same Ace everyone thought was the father. The texts painted a completely different story. "Kirk, she's falling for it. Just keep your cool, Ace. You sure about this, bro? Kirk, it's time she learns what betrayal feels like." Those messages were real. Then everything the world thought it knew was a lie, because that meant Kirk and Ace might have set Rasheeda up. The internet went nuclear. TikTokers started splicing the leaked audio with old Love and Hip Hop clips, claiming Kirk had been manipulating the situation from the start. The caption on one viral video said it all. "The cheater became the puppet master." Fans were losing their minds. So Kirk planted the pregnancy rumor. Did Ace even sleep with Rasheeda? What if the baby is actually his? By nightfall, a new leak surfaced, a voice memo, allegedly of Rasheeda breaking down in tears to a friend. "They played me," she sobs. "They made me the villain." Kirk told Ace to act like it was true. He wanted to ruin me so I'd never come back from it. The entire internet froze. If true, this wasn't just a cheating scandal. It was a setup of biblical proportions. Kirk Frost, allegedly orchestrating the destruction of his own wife's reputation to humiliate her in front of millions. And then, the ultimate twist, an anonymous email sent to every major gossip outlet titled, "Proof Kirk Frost knew the whole time." Attached was a copy of the same DNA report that had started it all. But this one was different. In big, bold letters at the bottom, it said, "Revised report, biological father, Kirk D. Frost." The internet broke. Wait, what? The original report that leaked said he wasn't the father. But this one, verified by the same lab, said the opposite. Two conflicting reports. Two completely different truths. Which one was real? The timeline started collapsing. Who leaked the first report? Why were there two? Had someone forged one to start the chaos? Suddenly, fans weren't sure of anything. If this report was legit, it meant Rasheeda had been telling the truth all along. And Kirk had let the world believe she cheated. That would make him not just a victim, but the architect of the entire scandal. And if that's true, then Kirk Frost's breakdowns, his tears, his public humiliation, all of it, were part of a carefully designed narrative. A sympathy play. A revenge plot. By the next morning, both of them were trending again. Hashtag Rasheeda vindicated and hashtag cancel Kirk battling for dominance. VH1 released an emergency statement claiming they had no involvement in the leaks, but fans weren't buying it. The phrase damage control trended right beside Kirk Frost exposed. Meanwhile, paparazzi caught Rasheeda leaving her boutique for the first time in weeks. She looked composed, dressed, head tuto in black, sunglasses on, head held high. A reporter yelled, "Rasheeda, is Kirk really the father?" She didn't answer. She just turned to the camera, gave a small smirk, and said, "Y'all will see soon enough." That was all it took. The internet exploded again. Theories flooded TikTok, some claiming Rasheeda was planning a tell-all interview. Others swearing she was about to drop a bombshell announcement. Then, hours later, a new post appeared on her Instagram. Just 3 words. "Checkmate tomorrow." No context. Just chaos. Every outlet lost their minds. Blogs scheduled live streams. Fans set countdowns. Even celebrities were tuning in, saying, "What's she about to do?" Meanwhile, Kirk stayed silent. No posts, no comments. Just one accidental story caught by paparazzi. Kirk sitting alone in his car outside Frost Bistro, staring at his phone, his face pale, unreadable. The tension online was unbearable. Everyone knew something massive was coming, because if Rasheeda was finally ready to speak, it wasn't going to be an apology. It was going to be revenge. And the only question left was, when the final truth drops, who's really going to survive it? Stay tuned, because what's coming next is bigger, darker, and way more personal than anyone's ready for. This wasn't a scandal anymore. This was war. So now the question everyone's asking, what happens next? We've watched this story twist, burn, and explode in ways nobody saw coming. Rasheeda, once seen as the loyal wife, is standing tall again, unbothered, unapologetic, and ready to take her power back. Kirk, the man who built his brand on control, might have finally lost the one thing he couldn't manipulate: the truth. And if that final DNA report is real, then everything he did to destroy Rasheeda may have just backfired in the most brutal way possible. But let's be real, this saga is far from over. The internet is waiting, the cameras are rolling, and you can feel it in the air. Another bombshell is coming. Whether it's Rasheeda's tell-all interview, Kirk's side of the story, or a shocking reunion episode that blows the lid off everything, we know one thing for sure. It's about to get even messier. Now it's your turn. What do you think? Was Rasheeda really plotting revenge, or was Kirk the mastermind behind the chaos all along? Do you believe that leaked revised report is real, or just another piece of a twisted publicity stunt? And most of all, can their story ever find closure? Or are we watching the final downfall of Love and Hip Hop's most infamous couple? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now, because this story is rewriting reality TV. History in real time. And if you're living for every scandal, every leak, and every shocking twist, make sure you like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next update. Trust me, the next chapter of this story